Although you can change the default layout settings for a pivot table, most users, even if they know how to do so, don't bother. The default layout for a pivot table is compact form, and this means when you create a pivot table where you have more than one item in the rows section, the second item, department in this case, is in the first column as the first item, just slightly indented. And that's fine. Most of the time it's clear what's being displayed. But twice recently I've been asked how to change the layout so each item, location, department and salary in this example, is in a separate column. If you want to follow along, you can download a copy of the practice file from the link in the description below. I'll start by selecting any cell in the pivot table and then going up to the Design tab on the ribbon, clicking on Report Layout and selecting Show in Tabular Form. The headings automatically change. It uses the actual column names from the data source, but you can overwrite these if you want to. Now, we could leave it there, but one of my clients wanted to take it further. They wanted to hide the subtotals, they wanted to hide the plus and minus buttons, and they wanted to fill in the blank cells in the first column. To hide the subtotals, click back on the Design tab, go over to the Subtotals button and select Do Not Show Subtotals. And now you can see that the subtotals have been hidden. To hide the plus and minus buttons, right-click on any cell in the pivot table, select Pivot Table Options. Click the Display tab and untick the box that says Show Expand Collapse Buttons and click OK. And you can see now that those minus and plus buttons have disappeared. To fill in the blank cells in the first column, again select the Design tab, go to Report Layout and select Repeat All Item Labels. At this point the client was happy, except for the blue line between each location group. It only appears in the first column. Now if I go up to View and turn off the grid lines, that line you can see is more prominent. And that problem can be resolved by unchecking the row headers box on the Design tab. So I'll go back up to the Design tab and untick row headers. Finally, it's worth pointing out that if I wanted to sort the pivot table by, say, salary, I can right-click on any cell in column C, select Sort, and select largest to smallest or smallest to largest. I'll go for largest to smallest. But it only sorts within each location. Because location is the first item in the rows section, what it's done is it's sorted all the entries for France into salary order, all the entries for Germany into salary order, and so on. So it's sorted on salary within each location. You can't sort the entire pivot table by location when you've got multiple items in the row section. That, I'm afraid, is just a limitation of pivot tables. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like more Excel tips and tricks, check out my website at theexceltrainer.co.uk. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But until then, have an excellent day.